I applied for this job with the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and in the process, apparently when I was in college, I'd taken some exams that showed that I had a high propensity for stuff that men normally can do, mechanical, that kind of stuff. So an Army recruiter kept calling me. And there's a few brilliant moments for my mother to stand out in my life. And this Army recruiter's calling, and I'm like, no way, I want to join the Army. I know nothing about the Army. So my mother says, well, who are you talking to? I said, some recruiter's calling. And she says, tell them that you're only interested if you can be an officer. Well, that means nothing to me. But her father had been on Eisenhower's staff, and so she knew what an officer was. And my mother came from a good family. So anyhow, I told him that. And about 5 months later, I get this phone call. Hi, this is so-and-so, Lieutenant Wolf. I'm with U.S. Army, Women's Army Corps, and we're going to double the number of women from 1% to 2% in the U.S. Army. So anyhow, I fill out the paperwork, and the way the Army works, you don't hear anything, and then suddenly, you get a phone call. Miss McCully, we're very interested in having you come up to Jacksonville, and the board's going to be on this day. What happened to me is, like about a year and a half later, they needed some women to send to Europe to expose men to women. And because I'd been working in this unit, I was sent to Europe. So I moved around a lot more than my male contemporaries, just so that guys could have the experience of being assigned with a woman. Like a little chemistry experiment, I guess, or something like that.
Sensitivity.
But and in each case I was not welcomed, but in the end I earned their respect. So I don't, there's many stories I could tell about my time in the Army, and I would prefer that you say, to tell you that despite all of it, I'm very proud of all that we accomplished. My unit had no deficiencies every time we deployed, unlike any other unit. My men, we won the All-Army Awards for retention, and the #1 place they wanted to re-enlist for was to stay with my unit. We won the Best Maintenance in the Army Awards at every level that I served in, but in the beginning I was given the worst units to command. For battalion and brigade command, a general officer came to me when I was selected for battalion command, and he says, because I was going to the unit he had commanded, and he was very, very upset that I was going to that unit, because it was unspoken that I was a lesbian, and so they really, it really was very disturbing. So